This is Art Television.
Coming up, State of Business, sponsored by...
For the first time in Sri Lanka, manage your SLT Mobitel home services with Alexa.
IWS Aviation.
Defying gravity doesn't define an athlete. It's the connection, a rhythm of consistency, the heart rate that makes life a sport.
With decades of precision comes a partnership between man and technology. Stay well connected at home or on the go with SLT Mobitel.
Good evening, welcome to the State of Business on our television. I'm Sachin Ratnayaka. Let's look at the headlines first. President says issues faced by nurses needs to be addressed. Prime Minister guides graduates to seek success as entrepreneurs. News in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa stated that considering the present financial situation in the country, steps need to be taken to address issues faced by nurses in a manner that does not affect the entire public service. President Rajapaksa issued this directive at a discussion held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday at the request of the Public Service United Nurses Association. Discussed during the meeting were establishing the Nursing University, promotion of nursing officers from grade 2 to grade 1, consideration of 36 hours of duty, providing medical professionals with an allowance, issuing of the uniform allowance circular and the additional service allowance. The President instructed the University Grants Commission Chairman Professor Sampath Amaratunga to amend the Higher Education Act and to present it to Parliament and to take necessary steps to merge nursing colleges towards creating a national university. Professor Amaratunga stated that the Higher Education Act would be presented to Parliament by April and that the Nursing University would be established before the end of May. The President instructed the Secretariats of Health and Finance to make arrangements to backdate the promotions from grade 2 to grade 1 and grant the uniform allowance as agreed earlier.
අපිට අප්‍රේල් මාසෙ වෙද්දී අලුතෙන් ඇක්ට් එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන් හදලා මේ යුනික්නස් එකත් මෙහෙම තියාගෙන මේක විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයක් බවට පත් කරන එක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ඉවර කරලා සෞඛ්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශයට අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන්.
එතකොට දැන් ඒකට අවශ්‍ය මේ අනිත් වැඩ කටයුතු පැරලල්ව කරා නම් සම්මත වෙනකොටම තියෙනවනේ වැඩ කටයුතු ටිකක් කරන්න. ඒවා ටික කරගෙන යන්න කියන්නේ. එතකොට මේක පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ සම්මත වෙච්ච ගමන්ම පිටවන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක ඉක්මනට කරන්න බෑ. ඒක අනිත් ඒවාටත් බලපානවා. හරි. ඉලෑඳුම් දීමනාව වැඩි කරන එක අපි ඒක දෙන්නම් කියලා කිව්වනේ. ඒක ගොඩක් කාලෙකින් වැඩි කරලා නැහැ. අවුරුද්දකට විතර ඉස්සෙල්ලා රැස්වීමේදී එකඟ වුණා. මේක කරලා දෙන්න.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa guides all fresh graduates to shed tradition job roles and seek success as entrepreneurs and use the full potential of their education to benefit themselves and the nation. Prime Minister Rajapaksa made these comments while addressing graduates at the Oxford College of Business Graduate Ceremony 2022 held recently at the BMICH.
I believe we all have a duty towards nation rebuilding. This is where your world-class education can play a crucial role in helping Sri Lanka back on the road to economic recovery in the post-pandemic era. The traditional career path for graduates with business degrees has too often been a seek to employment as executive or managers. However, I believe that it is time to think beyond traditional career path. As we aim for economic recovery and prepare to compete globally, Sri Lanka is in need of entrepreneurs who can drive the post-pandemic economic recovery. Therefore, your innovative ideas should be converted into startup and then expanded into larger business organizations that could greatly significant economic activity, including job opportunities to your fellow Sri Lankans. There are many initiatives that are in place to support startup businesses.
SLPP parliamentarian Charita Herath was re-elected as the Committee on Public Enterprises chairman on the 10th February at the first meeting held during the second session of the 9th Parliament. The COP has summoned the officials of several institutions, including institutions which were scheduled to be summoned during the first session of the 9th Parliament. The current members of the committee were nominated by the Committee of Selection in terms of the provisions of Standing Order 120, and the motion was agreed to by Parliament on 21st January 2022. It is the duty of the Committee on Public Enterprises, with the assistance of the Auditor General, to examine the accounts of public corporations, institutions funded wholly or in part by government, and of any business or other undertaking vested under any written law in the government laid before Parliament. Accordingly, the Geological Survey and the Mines Bureau will be summoned before the COP on February 23rd, and the Sri Lanka Standards Institution will be summoned on February 24th. The Development Lotteries Board is scheduled to appear before COP on March 10th, whilst the Marine Environment Protection Authority is scheduled for March 11th. The State Mortgage and Investment Bank has been summoned before the COP on March 23rd. The Sri Lanka Export Development Board has been summoned on the 24th of March, and the People's Bank on 25th. Stay tuned for more news. We'll be right back after a small commercial break.
Defying gravity doesn't define an athlete. It's the connection, a rhythm of consistency, the heart rate that makes life a sport.
With decades of precision comes a partnership between man and technology. Stay well connected at home or on the go with SLT Mobitel.
Now you can buy your ultra-fast fiber connection online through sltmobitel.lk and get special discounts.
Welcome back to the State of Business. One of Sri Lanka's leading fashion retail chains, No Limit, took another step last week, opening a brand new state-of-the-art outlet at the Colombo City Centre. Commenting on the branch opening, No Limit Head of Marketing Ranesh Sharif said that the moment was a long-awaited milestone and that they achieved it as planned. No Limit celebrates another phase in its endeavours to expand their presence for convenient reach, while also providing customers with the opportunity to have unique shopping experience and the high level of customer service they are familiar with. Spanning across 15 cities across Sri Lanka at present, the new outlet at the Colombo City Centre is the 24th branch of the popular fashion retail chain. As a long-standing retail brand, No Limit always aims to offer the best possible shopping experience in a convivial atmosphere across all of its outlets. Head of Marketing Ranesh Sharif also said No Limit has always been a brand that has catered to the ever-evolving fashion needs of Sri Lankans while providing added value and convenience to all customers across all outlets in the country. He added that the opening of this leveled-up store at the heart of Colombo in Colombo City Centre marks their commitment to deliver the latest in fashion and value for money.
No Limit ආයතනයේ අපේ රීටේල් ලාම්ස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකෙන් මේන්ම රීටේල් ලාම් එක තමයි No Limit කියන්නේ. ඉතින් ඇත්තටම මිඩ් කොලම්බෝ අපිට අවශ්‍යතාවයක් තිබ්බා අලුත් No Limit එකක් ඕපන් කරන්න. ඉතින් අපි මේ CCC එකේ මේ opportunity එක අපි grab කරා. මාකට් එක ගොඩක් challenges තියෙනවා. අපි ඒ වුණාට මේ expansion strategy එක අපි නැවතුවේ නැහැ. ඉතින් මේ showroom එකේ specialty එක ගත්තා නම් 11000ක් square feet 11000ක ප්‍රමාණයක් එක level එකේ තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අපි හිතනවා මේක අපිට අපේ showroom අපේ No Limit brand එකේ අලුත් ආකාරයේ leveled up showroom එකක්. ඉතින් මේක experience එක ගොඩක් වෙනස්. ඇවිල්ලා බලන්න.
Sri Lanka Coast Guard yesterday concluded an offshore oil spill response exercise, which mainly focused on evaluating the knowledge and practical applications of skills of the Coast Guard personnel. This capacity building project in offshore oil spill response is the result of Sri Lanka Coast Guard's long-standing collaboration with the Japan International Cooperation Agency and Japan Coast Guard. The government of Japan has provided assistance through these institutions to develop Sri Lanka Coast Guard's capabilities, both personnel and technology, to improve their operational capacity and ensure a safe and secure marine environment. JICA and the Mobile Cooperation Team of the Japan Coast Guard, with expert knowledge on oil spill immediate response at sea, have provided technical assistance and expert knowledge in these significant phases. Phase 1, concluded in 2017, focused on developing basic coastal oil spill response skills. Phase 2, from 2019 to 2022, further developed core competencies in offshore oil spill response by ship. The Coast Guard by 2018 had received dedicated fast patrol vessels and equipment for oil spill response operations. Phase 3, scheduled from 2022 to 2024, is intended to establish an in-house advanced training system for disaster mitigation and marine environment protection for the Coast Guard.
The main purpose of this exercise is to protect our environment from oil spill. We have experienced many incidents past 2 years, Mike Victor Express Pearl and New Diamond incident, and so we have Sri Lanka Coast Guard as a responder to the oil spill preventive and management. So we have capacity, capability, and we have professional crew, Sri Lanka Coast Guard personnel, to deploy and prevent oil spill and protect our environment. So this is another part. So we have began this exercise and training schedules from 2015 with the support of Japan Coast Guard and Japan International Cooperation Authority.
The government of Japan has provided another sum of 128 million rupees to the Mines Advisory Group for humanitarian demining activities in northern and eastern Sri Lanka. The grant contract was signed recently between Ambassador of Japan, Mitsukoshi Hideaki, and Country Director of MAG, Christy McLennan. MAG commenced operations in Sri Lanka in 2002 with approximately 20% of its clearance activities accomplished through Japanese assistance. Since 2019, when precise data was made available, MAG has released a total of 98 square kilometers of suspected contaminated land in the country. A spokesman from the Japanese embassy said they expected that the project would contribute to facilitating the efforts of the government of Sri Lanka to make mine-contaminated areas safe lands. They also added that the project will directly or indirectly assist over 7,000 individuals who make their livelihoods close to the area from Mana, Mullaitivu, Vavuniya and Trincomalee districts. Japan has always been a major donor in the area of mine clearance in Sri Lanka since 2002, assisting all 4 demining NGOs currently operating in Sri Lanka. More than $40.8 million in assistance was rendered towards this cause through its Grant Assistance for Grassroots Human Security project. Japanese officials also added that the government of Sri Lanka has plans to achieve a mine impact-free Sri Lanka within few years and to become the next mine impact-free country in the world. Commenting on the provisions of this grant, Country Director of MAG, Christy McLennan, said that the partnership between MAG Sri Lanka and the government of Japan has enabled the removal and destruction of over 14,000 landmines during the last 7 years alone. Stay tuned for stock updates. We'll be right back after another commercial break.
Defying gravity doesn't define an athlete. It's the connection, a rhythm of consistency, the heart rate that makes life a sport.
With decades of precision comes a partnership between man and technology. Stay well connected at home or on the go with SLT Mobitel.
Now you can buy your ultra-fast fiber connection online through sltmobitel.lk and get special discounts.
Welcome back to the State of Business. Colombo Stock Exchange ended on negative notes today. The All-Share Price Index dropped 218.34 points to close at 12,134.04, and the S&P SL20 dropped 80.30 points to close at 4,144.33. The turnover was 5.1 billion rupees and over 219 million shares were traded. Coming up next with foreign exchange rates. With that, we wind up today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. Take care. Good night.